I feel horrible. I honestly feel horrible about myself. Hello everyone, if you're new here, I'm Alan with 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏, and this channel is all about sharing the joy of candle making. Now, this video is one that I didn't really think I was gonna post or even really do a video today. I actually just planned on skipping a video because I didn't have anything ready that I felt like was quality for you. And when I'm showing up for you guys, I like to show up for you with something to offer. And today I don't feel like I have anything to offer. And I just thought, you know what? I'm not gonna post a video. I'll let them know that I'm canceling. And then I thought, you know what? I'm really down. And I feel like what I'm down about is something that you guys can really relate to. And it's something that I feel like a lot of people online who have businesses struggle with. Also, for this episode of, if you wanna call this a sip and chat, I'm just drinking some beet juice. I got this at Trader Joe's. And it's really good. It actually reminds me of the beet juice fragrance oil. Anyways, yeah, so I am basically down because, and let me just preface this by saying, hope I don't have beet juice all over my face too, but oh well. So when you work like a regular 9-to-5 job, right? Like, which I know most all of us have. So when I worked at the hospital, I worked from usually 3 to 11:30 p.m. I worked second shift there by choice. I just liked driving at night and have always been kind of a night person. But yes, days could be really hard. And definitely when you work in healthcare, particularly in urgent care, like in the emergency department like I did, things could be very stressful. They're oftentimes understaffed. And there's a lot of challenges that you can run into in healthcare, specifically like in a lot of healthcare settings probably. And I know a number of you guys on here are like in the health fields. The thing of it is you get real person-to-person contact on a daily basis, number one. Even if it's not good, you're getting face-to-face contact. And sometimes, what's that saying, like with animals, like with dogs, even if you have something negative to say to them, sometimes they would rather have that than nothing at all. And we are mammals as well. And I just feel like with business online, when you don't always have face-to-face interaction, sometimes with anybody during the day, that can, number one, be very lonely. And then number two, on top of that, when you post, like say you spend several hours like I did this afternoon. I made this reel that I thought was pretty cute, featuring our pumpkin bread candle, which it was probably too early for me to post something like this because it's not gonna be released until October. But as candle makers, we already have our heart like in the fall, right? So I post this reel that I spent, gosh, like 2 hours editing because I did the beat syncs and everything myself, and I did like color grading on it, which is a whole nother topic. It's also an important one that I'm delving more into, that really can give your brand a unique aesthetic. Let me know if you guys would like me to do a video kind of talking about it. But it's something that obviously I learned about when I took photography classes back in college, just as electives. But I never have really been able to feel like I have time to do it. And I just told myself a couple weeks ago, like, no, I need to at least have several presets, and you get different ones for different lighting and that type of thing. So my point, I made this reel, I spent a lot of time on it, and it literally got like 1 or 2 likes in like several hours. And you just feel so unseen. You feel like nobody cares. You feel like your brand is invisible. Like even things that did so well for you, no one cares about now. Like you don't matter. So then this goes into a whole nother level, right? Because we often attach ourselves to our brand. And this is where, and I know I talked about this in one of my videos that I'll link above, which was about my New Year's resolutions, which I'm still actually planning on doing in the next few weeks. I'm thinking about taking the Haunted Orchard, which uses the pumpkin fragrance that I'm so crazy about, and I can't think of the name, by Black Tie Barn. I think it's I'll put it on the screen. I'm thinking of taking that fragrance or taking our Meadow Thistle candle, which is kind of like a late summer type of a scent, into some different stores. And I also am going to be filming that. and I'll link my other video on how terrified I am of wholesale down below for you guys. I feel like there's just not a lot of this online. Everybody's posting their highlights, right? This is what really happens sometimes is you put everything into something and then it doesn't even hardly, I was gonna say it doesn't take off. It doesn't even sometimes hardly get any views. And this is coming from someone who, I don't have a big presence online, but I have a moderate presence, I would say. So I can only imagine if you're just starting out, how this could feel for you, especially if you've quit your 9-to-5 job and you're trying to do this full time and you're just really questioning yourself. So me personally, another thing that's gotten me down, and I actually talked to my therapist about this today, is I've been seriously contemplating taking a year off of school entirely. This summer has been crazy for me between my surgery, which took me out for several months, and then having a really crazy, when I got back, I guess, amount of candle sales for the summer, which was very unusual for me. And I think it's largely due to actually doing more with email marketing. And I can talk more about that in the future. Let me know if you guys would kind of like me to walk you through my process with that. I'm no expert at all at it, but I have definitely noticed a huge difference in online sales because I started out on Instagram in live streams, right? I actually started out in the rock and mineral world and I was just burning my candles. This is like 5.5 years ago now. And so I wasn't actually selling them, and that's how I kind of got started. And it also was just due to good timing as well. During the pandemic, a lot of people were shopping online. My point is I was talking with my therapist. I personally have derived so much identity from academic coursework. When I was young, this goes way back, I derived like a lot of my sense of self and being a good person and being a worthy person, a worthwhile person in the world with academic achievement. As goofy as I may seem in a lot of my fragrance videos, it would take a huge knock on my self-worth to take a year off of classes. And I'm only taking a couple at most at a time. I'm doing my chemistry degree very part-time just because my business is so full-time. Anyways, I've seriously considered taking a year off to give myself more time to do networking with my business, a lot of different things that I want to do that I have not had time to do, create more brand identity. And I want to talk more about that in the future too, and how important that is for you guys. A lot of you are already doing really good at it. But it's so important because that is like essential in addition to continually having your face behind your brand and having a quality product. You also need to create a unique brand identity, a unique audience that brand basically solves a problem for and is geared for. So anyways, guys, yeah, I am very down, just feeling like I'm questioning some of my life choices. And it's really just, I know, a very short phase. When I have these days where, like, say I spend a lot of time posting something and then it hardly gets any feedback at all, like my pumpkin candle reel, it makes me just feel like maybe I'm not reaching my followers. Maybe they don't want to see this. Maybe it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys do this? And it's kind of a negative spiral. And I feel like in person, when you work a 9-to-5, you just have a lot more contact with other people and it keeps you out of your own head more. And I think it's really important, as I've said in previous videos, to do things that are specifically for you. Like do things that have nothing to do with your business, which I know is also hard for us because we are constantly working so much, right? And one of the things I love to do is Zumba dancing. And I've done that since I was a kid at the Y. My mom taught at the Y. She taught yoga, and I just always liked Zumba, and I still do it. And I've just kind of been getting back into it. And then I also want to join like some different like running groups and different types of like athletic groups and stuff, just because for me, I find I'm most creatively inspired when my heart rate is elevated and my basically good hormones are elevated, and I feel like I get that most when I'm doing cardiovascular activities. So yeah, guys, anyways, this reel is all over the place, or this video is. I just wanted to show up for you all and say that it's been really hard for me mentally today, and I wasn't even gonna post a video. But if you're watching this and you're feeling the same way, I just want you to know that I see you. And more than that, I will put my Instagram handle up on the screen for you guys. If you would like, go ahead and give me a follow, and I will follow you back and specifically like your posts. Because in order for your posts to get pushed out to more people, you have to have engagement on them, or the algorithm just doesn't show it to people. If it doesn't get enough likes in a certain amount of time, it doesn't really keep pushing the post or the reel. So that's really important. And so yeah, I'll post my Instagram, and I just want you guys to know that I see all of you, and this is something that even for creators who have a moderate following like me, and a pretty decent, I would say, website presence like I do, we really struggle with feeling unseen and feeling like what we do doesn't really matter, or comparing ourselves to other brands that may be in the field and thinking that we don't measure up. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'm with you guys in spirit today. I'm sending all of you peace, love, and light, and I'm wishing all of you happy candle making.